Hey guys, welcome to another amazing video from Aviation News. In today's video, we will focus on the ongoing situation surrounding the Airbus A350 and its paint cracking difficulties. While the news has become more intense in recent weeks, the first hints of trouble began nearly a year ago. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to make sure you never miss any updates or videos from us. Now come, let's take a closer look. The whole process seemed to start in January 2021 when 4-year-old Qatar Airways A350-900 was reported to be flying back to Airbus facilities in Toulouse to be assessed after cracks were discovered during repainting. The plane hadn't flown commercially in nearly 2 months, having been parked in Shannon, Ireland since November 13th. The affected aircraft has been reported on Twitter, notably after Owing and Tierney tweeted images of the plane, which is registered as A7ALL. The A350-900 was to undergo inspection and work with Airbus in Toulouse, according to the Shannon-based pilot and aviation photographer. It was the first 350 to be stripped for a repaint, and lots of faults were detected on the fuselage, one user said. A group of Airbus engineers has been working on it. They discovered flaws in the composite bodywork and didn't want them exposed. The ship will be transferred to Toulouse for repairs. Another user echoed this, claiming that the painting was paused owing to a technical fault discovered during the aircraft's stripping, with scanners detecting the cracks. Tierney pointed out that the stabilizer in particular had a severe flaw. While undergoing a repaint at Shannon, Qatar Airways Airbus A350-900 aircraft was noticed to have some anomalies on the surface coating. An Airbus official informed Simple Flying at the time. The problem is aesthetic in nature and is only obvious after the top coat of paint is removed. This is not a structural composite issue, according to the representative. The aircraft was transported to Toulouse for additional inspection and repainting as a precaution, and it was stressed that the aircraft posed no safety risk. Qatar Airways CEO Akbar Al-Baker revealed that there was an unresolved issue with the manufacturer which could prompt the carrier to refuse delivery of its upcoming aircraft about 5 months later toward the end of May. At the time, Akbar Al-Baker remained tight-lipped about the nature of the problem, only adding, "I unfortunately cannot tell you what the issue is." Airbus, on the other hand, was not disclosing any information. Qatar Airways, on the other hand, was said to have delayed deliveries of its A350s just over a week later. In early June, due to dissatisfaction with the aircraft's finish, the surface beneath the paint was apparently eroding at an extremely fast rate, causing the airline to halt the delivery of new planes. Qatar Airways continues to suffer and has witnessed a circumstance in which the surface beneath the paint on some of its Airbus A350 aircraft has been degrading at an accelerated rate. Group CEO Akbar Al-Baker said in an interview, "Before any more Airbus A350 aircraft are delivered, Qatar Airways stated that this defect and its underlying root cause must be properly studied and rectified." Qatar Airways grounded 13 of its A350s 2 months later, further exacerbating the problem. The airline said that the fuselage surface beneath the paint was deteriorating at a rapid rate. Qatar Airways claimed it was working closely with Qatar's aviation regulator on the matter, and that the regulator had issued clear written directions to halt the 13 impacted planes, which eventually grew to 16. "As a premier aircraft manufacturer, we're always in talks or working with our customers," an Airbus spokeswoman informed Simple Flying about the incident. "Those conversations are kept private. We have nothing more to say about our customers' operations." Simple Flying announced days before the grounding that Qatar Airways was reactivating its Airbus A330 fleet, disclosing that the carrier had planned to bring back grounded planes to maintain capacity. EASA has been looking into the matter with both Airbus and the airline. It was revealed shortly after. At the time, the European regulator felt it unnecessary to take action because there was no indication that the problem had harmed the aircraft's structural integrity or presented other concerns. Based on the data provided by EASA, there is no indication that the paint and protection degradation impacts the structure of the aircraft or incorporates other risks, and so EASA is not intending to take any action as a state of design for this issue at this time, an EASA spokesperson told Simple Flying. There have been no further reports of paint and protection damage on other airlines. Singaporean newspaper The Straits Times claimed around the same time in August that Singapore Airlines had not experienced any of Qatar Airways' Airbus A350 problems. Many people assumed the problem was restricted to the Middle Eastern airlines. Then in early October, while presenting the IATA annual general meeting in Boston, Al-Baker elaborated on the situation. According to Bloomberg, the problem stemmed from the paint on the aircraft when it was delivered, which was fading on composite sections where the plane was subjected to aerodynamic stress. The composite structure then appeared to crack as a result of the stress. On the same occasion, Bloomberg met with Guillaume Faury, the CEO of Airbus. According to reports, Faury stated that there was no need for any aircraft to be grounded, and that the manufacturer was working with Qatar Airways to rectify the issue. 2 months later, at the end of November, one of the most important stories in this saga unfolded. At this point, Reuters uncovered that at least 5 other airlines had complained about the A350's painted surface deteriorating. According to the journal, Finnair, Cathay Pacific, Etihad, Lufthansa, and Air France are among the airlines that have expressed alarm about the issue. Finnair, Cathay Pacific, and Lufthansa all reported cosmetic damage in their A350s, with Finnair reporting paint damage just a year after taking delivery of its first A350. Similar issues were reported by Cathay Pacific just weeks later, with one article claiming that the fault was discovered on an A350 just 2 weeks after delivery. Meanwhile, in 2017, Lufthansa sent out notes stating that spots of flaking paint, some as large as a square meter, had been spotted on its A350s. Early surface wear, as detailed by Airbus, resulted in the lightning mesh beneath the surface becoming visible in some situations. While not an unsafe situation in and of itself, a source told Reuters that the wear had grown so extensive for Qatar Airways and at least one other carrier that the mesh itself had begun to develop breaches. As we've previously stated, these breaches would expose the carbon composite fuselage to the elements, potentially resulting in damage. Al Baker spoke at a meeting of the UK Aviation Club around the same time as the big study, expressing his thoughts on the future A350 freighter. It was evident that the continuous paint degradation difficulties on the A350 passenger jets had put a very substantial dent in the airline's wide-body operations, as he puts it. Because of capacity concerns created by the loss of the A350s, the carrier has reluctantly brought back the A380 after increasing from 13 to 16 and then 20 grounded A350s. When asked if this issue had put a stop to any A350F orders, he simply said yes. The most recent development in this drama occurred in early December, at least at the time of making this film. Airbus announced at the time that it was seeking an independent legal opinion in the ongoing A350 paint dispute against an unnamed carrier. Despite the fact that the plane maker doesn't mention Qatar Airways, it appears that this is the carrier in question. According to Airbus, the airline in question has been misrepresenting the situation by calling it an airworthiness concern. In light of one of its customers' continued mischaracterization of non-structural surface degradation on its fleet of A350 aircraft, it has become imperative for Airbus to seek an independent legal evaluation as a path forward to resolve the dispute, the plane maker said in a statement. This customer's attempt to misrepresent this problem as an airworthiness issue is a threat to international safety regulation. While Airbus stated it was regrettably taking actions to protect its position and reputation, it seemed that it was also leaving the possibility of mend fences open. The company stated that it was trying to develop a constructive relationship with its client on this topic, but that it was also not willing to permit incorrect claims of this nature to persist. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel Aviation News for more such exciting content. See you in the next video.